Hulkenberg improves up to 9th. Those in the drop zone need an improvement right now. Thinking specifically of the Haas cars, it is a personal best for Ollie Bearman, first and second sectors.
It's 14th downwards are the guys in trouble here. There's a bit of a gap beyond that, so you've got to try and find something. Ocon hasn't.
Bearman has. Bearman finds a way through. His teammate is out in the first part of sprint qualifying. Checkered flag is waving. Alonso improves his time but not his position. Bottas improves his time but not his position. So does Perez as well. And Albon finds himself in 17th.
But both Williams are on fast laps right now, incoming. Albon's done a really good first sector, actually, so he's piecing it together right now. Sainz, likewise, is coming to the end of the lap.
So Bearman has completed his lap. The Williams drivers trying to place him back in the drop zone. Carlos Sainz, former winner of this Grand Prix in 2022, fighting the car on traction and gets to 15th. Albon now needs a response. He is in 17th at the moment, trying to haul that Williams through into the next part of sprint qualifying. Albon to the line, big improvement when it matters, delivers under the pressure, and he's 14th. Colapinto in 15th, Sainz the last driver to make it through, and Oliver Bearman misses out by 1/100th of a second, along with Ocon, Perez, Bottas, Alonso, and Lance Stroll.
There with Lawson tells us and shows us just how much this track is evolving.
Yeah, big step forward. Liam Lawson goes to 4th. Arvid Lindblad comes over the line. He goes to 8th.
Russell's 10th. Russell is now 10th. He has one flying lap that he has to put in to improve. Norris is 9th, and we know carrying a little bit of damage on his McLaren. Gasly just misses out by 8 thousandths, but Russell's under a lot of pressure here.
Let's see whether Colapinto can drop him out. No, he misses out. Russell, personal best, sector 1, sector 2, and he's got a couple of corners to go.
Yeah, just got to piece it together, slow it down for the left and open up this right to get the power down.
Needed a clean lap, and George Russell delivers a clean lap. 7th place for him, still a deficit to his teammate, but he's through into the final part of sprint qualifying. Hulkenberg will miss out. Hulkenberg still chasing his first points of the season this weekend. Gasly missing out, he's in 11th. Bortoleto is 12th. Hulkenberg 13th, also eliminated. Franco Colapinto and the Williams pair of Sainz and Alex Albon. This is going to be a very, very lively 90 seconds of sprint qualifying to set the major places. Oscar Piastri leads off the attacking laps at Silverstone.
Yeah, so he's going first with plenty of clean air ahead of him. And Russell has managed to position himself as last car in that train, so he will be setting his time right at the very end of this session.
There will be a slight marginal gain in that when you're so early in the weekend, and the soft tyre rubber it's exponential when these tyres go on and start laying down marks on the circuit. So Russell will gain a tiny bit from that as Piastri comes into Brooklands and sets the benchmark for the first sector.
And Russell was asking, do we have the margin? Wants to be as late over the line as possible to have the track at its best condition.
Right, this is yellow flag guy. This is the guy that will put every single piece of the puzzle together if he's not the fastest to somehow get the result. And I feel like George is in that mode again to make the best of whatever job he's got. Kimi is already on his lap, so he's a long way up the road, and we'll get a first second time for him any second.
Piastri has the benchmark first sector so far. He did, and Tonelli is now the fastest driver. 28 seconds through the first sector of the racetrack. Piastri has gone through into the final sector of the racetrack. You're looking at the championship leader, left-hand side of your screen. That is McLaren in their original livery with Oscar Piastri. Has a really strong record of one-lap pace around here. He's trying to be as gentle as possible on those soft tyres. He goes over the line, and Piastri gives everyone else a target of 1:28.7 to beat.
Antonelli's first sector was good. Hamilton's first sector is very, very close to it, though, and we know Lewis is on fire at the moment. Charles Leclerc's not miles away, so we see now Kimi Antonelli on your left-hand side heading down towards Stowe Corner into the final sector.
And now what can we see from Lando Norris? He goes ahead of his teammate. Crowd enjoyed that one. Now, Liam Lawson, best form he's ever been in Formula One, goes into third ahead of his teammate. Antonelli is no longer the fastest through the middle sector because Hamilton's beaten it, but Antonelli is 3/10 clear of the McLarens.
Hamilton's flying, and Ferrari have been good in the final sector so far all day.
Charles Leclerc proves that. He goes into second place ahead of the McLarens. What can Lewis Hamilton do? In Grand Prix qualifying here last year, it fell apart at the end, but he has been mighty around this racetrack, and he does so again and takes provisional sprint pole.
Verstappen through.
And he goes to third. Hadjar and Russell still to come.
Yeah.
We go on board with the French driver.
Hadjar with one corner to go. Russell's first sector is not at all good.
Hadjar goes to seventh, and it's going to be over to George Russell now to try and cause a bit of an upset. Where does he go? It's only fifth, and Lewis Hamilton has done it again at Silverstone. All the pre-session expectation was Mercedes at the front, and the master of this track once again proves why he's got 9 Grand Prix wins around here, and for the first time this season, a sprint pole. Hamilton, the driver to beat at the British Grand Prix.
Hey, you happy one. Great job. Great job.
After one run at the end, a shootout won by Lewis Hamilton in the Ferrari. Kimi Antonelli ahead of his main championship rival in George Russell in second. Max Verstappen hauling that Red Bull to third. They're a long way back from the top two, but a good effort to win this tussle that was so tight between Charles Leclerc, George Russell, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri.